In one of my former pastorates, the title of each upcoming sermon was always printed on the marquee out by the roadside. I suppose that the church had started that custom some years earlier, thinking that somebody driving by would be intrigued enough by the title that they would attend worship to hear that message. Now, to be honest, I don't know as I've ever had a guest come to worship and claim that they came because they saw the title of a sermon. But it was Advent. I was preaching the normative series of Advent sermons on love and joy and peace and patience. I don't remember the specific title that had been put out on the marquee, but somewhere in the title it had the word patience in it. One afternoon I got a call from a friend. He said, "I'm driving by your church and I saw the title of the sermon on the billboard, but you didn't list the name of the guest preacher." I said, "What are you talking about? We don't have a guest preacher." My friend responded, "Well, certainly you're not going to preach, are you?" I said, "Yes," and he started to laugh. I said, "What's so funny?" He said, "What on earth are you going to say to your people about patience?" I was not amused. I think I have grown in my patience quotient. I'm not where I want to be. I'm not even where I perhaps ought to be. Did you hear the reading from James? Did you pay attention to it closely? You must be patient as you wait for the coming of the Lord. Now, in the New Testament, the word that has been most often translated as patience is a Greek word that has rich meaning, but it has no easy English equivalency. It's a word that's used to describe the endurance of a person when faced with a difficulty that emerges against somebody's will. Probably the closest word to accurately portray the meaning of that Greek word is the word long-suffering. It's rare that the King James Version of the Bible is the most accurate translation, but it's true here. Long-suffering is the patient endurance through seasons of suffering or adversity without either breaking or losing one's faith. Long-suffering is being able to trust God while persevering through difficult circumstances. Patience, don't you know, is a Christian virtue. It has to be developed. It's not a gift from God, it's a fruit of the Spirit. Becoming a person of faith who is patient takes a great deal of faith and prayer and hard work. Patience is perhaps the fruit of the Spirit that is least likely to be evident in our lives today. Why? Because we have become a push button and drive through society. We push a button and we expect to get an instant response. I'm surprised we haven't created drive-through prayer chapels and communion stations. I mean, all of us have a need for instant gratification. And it's fed a disease that I believe is rampant in the 21st century that's called entitlement. Most of us want what we want when we want it, and if we don't get it, we're like a child out in the sandbox who pitches a fit when they don't get their way. Waiting for anything is simply unacceptable to some of us. And yet, waiting, patiently waiting for the coming of Christ to our lives is a spiritual discipline that we are challenged to think about every Advent season. Waiting, you see, teaches us patience. Waiting helps us grow. You see, friends, God has no mandate to fulfill our desires or deliver us from all of our troubles just because we think we deserve it. Probably all of us have Christmas dreams, don't we? Maybe our dreams are based on Christmas memories. Maybe our dreams have been fed by a scene that we have seen on a Christmas movie or a story that we've read. Maybe our dreams are based on some fantasy that we have created in our own mind that's nearly impossible to fulfill. But I'm going to ask you a question. When you dream, when you have your Christmas dreams, do your dreams include preparing for and surviving storms? Do your dreams include thunderstorms or blizzards or the wind or an ice storm? Storms are as much a part of life as sunshine. And if our dreams do not include storms, then our dreams are not very realistic. What are the storms you might be facing? What do you need to endure this Christmas holiday? What is it that you cannot manage without the help or guidance of God? The timeless message, you see, of Christmas is that God is with us. God is with us even in the storm. But you see, it's how we deal with our storms that makes all the difference in life. People will see Jesus or not by the way we deal with our storms. People that we know and love often do not read the Bible, they read the Christian. I wonder if people can see God through the long suffering or the patience that is demonstrated in you or in me. Frankly, the word patience and the month of December don't go very well together, do they? People are on edge. Stress is rampant. Impatience is the order of the day. But friends, God needs a luminary, someone to bring light to a dark place. I wonder, might that luminary be you? Amen. Thank you for joining us in worship this morning. We've had the pleasure of hearing a whole lot of different varieties of music. You've been involved in singing and reading and praying. We've listened to young people. We've listened to children. We've listened to the choir and our organist and soloist. We've taken a journey, but we're not quite to Bethlehem yet. We have a ways to go. We have to be patient. We have to wait for God's coming. And when God appears, we will see God's glory. May that be true for you as you move into this Holy Week. And join us on Christmas Eve. And if you can't be here on Christmas Eve, next Sunday we are doing one service at 10 a.m. Keep that in mind. And God bless you in your day and in your week. Amen.